custody for now, Michael. But once Drew and I are married, Judge Heron will revisit her decision, and at the very least, I am sure I'll be granted partial custody.
Look, I am not trying to be cruel here, Willow. But after you melt down in the courtroom, I don't think that's happening. All right, so it doesn't matter what Drew is telling you. I have custody, which means I have the power in the situation, and I will exercise every bit of that power to protect our children.
You don't have to protect Wiley and Amelia for me.
Yes, I do, as long as you are with Drew. Your relationship with him isn't healthy for you, and it's definitely not healthy for our kids.
Well, that's your opinion.
It's the judge's too! She said the exact same thing that I did. Your relationship with Drew is the reason you lost Wiley and Amelia. And if you marry him, you're gonna be sealing your fate. You'll never get him back.
You're just trying to bully me into dumping Drew, and that tells me all I need to know. You're scared I'll win. And when I do, Michael, I will try to have more compassion for you than you have had for me.
Hello.
Jason, it's Nina. Any chance you can meet me at the Metro Court?
I have tried to be compassionate.
No, you haven't. You have been completely unreasonable. I flew 8 hours to Germany to try to work things out with you, but you refused to even see me.
Okay, where are you getting this from? No one told me that you were there.
I spoke to the receptionist. She went to confer with you. When she came back, she said you didn't want to see me.
That never happened.
Really? Because after I insisted, she said you made it clear you wanted nothing to do with
All right,
me.
then there must have been some kind of mistake, okay?
The mistake was mine. For thinking there was a possibility that the two of us could find an amicable compromise.
Wait, just think for a second. It doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't I want to see you?
Because you couldn't stand that I chose Drew over you. And you're still holding that against me now. Just admit it. You are keeping me from my children as punishment for falling in love with another man.
I would never use my children to punish you. But I will protect them from their mother's fiancé, who is a destructive, manipulative fraud.
Drew is none of those things. And you know why I fell in love with him? Because he respects me enough to tell me the truth.
Okay, well then you're both liars.
Yeah.
All right, he lies to you, and you lie to yourself.
There are no
Congratulations.
secrets between us. He lets me in. He doesn't treat me as a possession. He treats me as an equal.
If that's what you think, then great. I won't stop you from living your warped little fantasy life with Drew. But I will stop you from dragging my kids into it, and that is a promise.
You think so? I know you're used to getting your way, Michael, but not this time. I am going to marry Drew, and I am going to get my children back.
What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here, and welcome to Afternoons Delight. Welcome back on in, everybody, man. And we was waiting on this fireworks between Michael and Willow, bro. This conversation was heated. It got heated. We knew it was going to get heated based on the preview. That's why I could not wait for today's episode, because I wanted to see how this is going down, man. And this is another example and reason why Warrior Gibson as Michael has been an A+ casting decision, man. Because this, I'm loving this Michael so much, man, because look, the guy is just, he's showing emotion and everything like that with his character, man. Even had some tears in his eyes at one point in this conversation. But in this video, we're just going to concentrate, because we're going to do two videos. I'm going to concentrate on the back half of their conversation in the next video, where Willow warned Michael that she's going to get the kids regardless. So in yesterday's episode, towards the end, Willow revealed to Michael for the first time that she plans on getting married to Drew. And so Michael came back with his reaction today, really didn't agree with the decision, but he also laid out the terms if she decided to marry Drew. So we know, based on his conversation with Carly yesterday, he answered Carly's question, and the question was basically that, will you keep the kids? Are you keen on keeping the kids away from Willow and Drew forever? And he said it was just going to be Drew. It's not gonna be Willow. He still wants Willow to be in the kid's life, but as long as she's with Drew, and he reciprocated the same thing over to Willow to her face. If you marry Drew, you are not going to be able to see these kids, and or you'll never be a part of their children's lives. Willow came back and said that she lashed back and said, "Look, I'm going to get partial custody," but man, Michael snapped. Man, Michael just he was like, he said, "Man, you are the reason. Your relationship with Drew is the reason why you lost custody in the first place, and he would never let, and I would never let Drew be a part of their lives." Like he cracked on my Willow, bro. He cracked on Willow, bro. I loved every second of it, man. Loved every single second of Michael going in on Willow, bro. Cause I felt like it was overdue for the longest. And then this ridiculous plan by Willow and Drew to get married just to get partial custody of the kids. It's just ridiculous, man. And hey, Michael had every right, bro. He had every right to snap at this woman, letting her know, because the one thing that she's been doing, that Michael has said, she's been choosing Drew over the kids. And we know Michael does not want his kids around Drew, especially after what happened with Wiley, and Wiley hearing that lie about him not wanting to be in his children's life. So Michael was pretty much done with Drew ever having a chance of seeing his kids after that, you know, because he just proved he's a liar. He's a really bad influence on the kids, man. So, man, that was crazy. So then after that, I'm gonna go into this more into the next video, but they start talking about when Willow said that Michael didn't want to see her at the burn clinic, and he had to explain that whole situation, and that's when you know, the conversation started to end. So we're gonna get into that in the next video, when Willow snapped back at Michael when she stormed out. So man, this was good though. This is good. I'm proud of Michael. But we also know this, like I said, I explained this in yesterday's videos. There is a caveat with Michael's situation right now. He has a soft spot for Willow. That is the only bad thing about this situation for Michael, is that we know he has a soft spot for Willow. And I don't think it's such a bad thing. Like, we all do want him to be stern against Willow, and not even accept her back. But I don't think Willow is the problem by herself. It's more of her association with Drew. And because she's a bonehead that continues to be with Drew, that's the problem. So, but still, like I said, ultimately, I still want him to just raise his family with Sasha, man. So, I like that Michael's standing on business, but it's going to be a rocky situation, man. I actually can't wait for this wedding right now. We know it's going to be a complete sham. But we'll see how it goes. But let's get into the next video, which is part 2 of this conversation. So I'll see y'all over there in that video. But before we leave, go ahead and give me your thoughts here. Give this video a like, share, subscribe, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. After News Delight.